Hello there, welcome. We have reached a new place. This is a new city, and explore it we will. I don't know how long I'll do this for, because it's late. It's like 11 p.m. It's 11:11. That's amazing. All right, cool. It's 11:11. I was thinking, I was in two minds whether to do a stream or not. And then I've just checked the time and it's 11:11. Okay, I'm doing the stream. Basically, we have to do the stream because it's 11:11. And that is just, you can't argue with that. That's just an irrefutable part of being a person. Hello, wait there. Let me wipe the lens. Just gonna wipe the lens. Should be able to see. Hold on, wipe it better. Wait there. Wiping the lens. Good. It's dark here because this area is weird. So there's a hostel there that I'm staying in, right? And this area is like just where people live. Look, this is just like houses. This is just like houses people live in. And there's just people around. So I'm not used to hanging around in places where people live, if that makes any sense. I'm usually in like a city center. Look, this is just like a road with like houses on it. I haven't been around this kind of environment for ages. Like a road with houses on it. But we'll go this way because there's lots of colorful lights this way. So we'll go see what that's all about. What a gift. Hello, Nat. Hello. Which country, buddy? It's Australia. Brisbane. You never heard of Brisbane? Hello, red flag. How are you? Yeah, 11:11. I checked the time when I started. 11:11. How crazy is that? How are we doing? Hey, hello. What a gift. Right, let's move. We're going to go explore because it's been like 5 days since I went to a new place. 5 days in a place is a long time for me lately. If you hadn't noticed, I'm always moving around. So 5 days in the Gold Coast, and then unexpectedly I had to leave, which is a good thing for me because I genuinely feel like if I stayed in the Gold Coast, while I would have got really healthy and relaxed, I wouldn't have done much else. Australia is a bit different. So traveling here versus traveling in Asia, it's like a way different experience, honestly. Traveling in Asia, look, we're going towards the big city. Well, we'll see what I do because, again, it's late. But I've got nothing else to do. The hostel I'm staying in is weird. Like, everyone is drinking and smoking. And I don't want to drink and smoke. Like, everyone in that hostel, there's like 50 people in there drinking and smoking. I don't want to do that. I want to get into a conversation with some people about petrified dragons. Could you imagine? I was sitting, right? So I was just sitting eating my food. And these two people sat down next to me. And the first thought that popped into my head was, go and sit next to them and show them on your phone that the USA is two dragons. And then I looked at them and I thought, they're not going to listen. It would be cool though. Right, there's noise over here. Petrified trees and mountains. Hi, Holly. Hello. Favorite place I've ever been to? Do you know what? Honestly, do you want to know my honest answer? My favorite place I ever go to is when I have my own place and I can go inside of it and shut the door and eat some food and be in peace. That's my favorite place I've ever been to. But if you're talking about an actual place, then Thailand. Thailand as a country, as a place. There's a party going on over there. Let's go this way though. I don't know my way around this place, by the way. I'm getting really good at visiting new cities. So usually when I visit a new city, before I would have like eaten loads of food that isn't so good for me, like emotionally, because we do that as like a coping mechanism or something. But because I've traveled around so much now, I could just move places and stay healthy, which is good. It's a skill. The 5D adventures are so fun. I like when you point out the conspiracy stuff. Yeah, so do I. So, oh yeah, look, there's one there. There's old world buildings everywhere. I've already seen 3 of them, which I didn't have in the other place. So let's go and have a look around. What does it mean when you see a lot of angel numbers? It means that you should keep paying attention to them. That is really loud over there. Favorite place you've ever been to? Oh, I've answered that. You were just watching my Sydney stream. You had so much energy, you had to check if the playback was 1.5x. Yeah, do you know what it was? I ate, I can't remember what, I ate a bunch of sprouts before I did that stream, and they really powered me up. And I've just eaten some a minute ago, but I didn't eat as many. But I've got them in my bag, so maybe if I feel laggy, I'll eat some sprouts. We'll see. That Sydney stream, I do remember how much energy I had. It was the sprouts. Sprouts are powerful. But botanic gardens are nice in Brisbane. I have been here before for a very brief period, but I don't remember it. And I remember going to the botanic garden and seeing a giant lizard. But I don't remember like my way around or anything. Like Sydney, I know my way around. Gold Coast, I know my way around. Here, I don't know I don't know my way around. I'm just going in a direction. No, that building over there is all like lit up. Let's go see what that is. What time is it? It's 11:17 p.m. It's a Friday. Okay, so earlier I went out for a walk. I've only been here a few hours. I had to get the bus here, train in a bus. I went for a walk, and there were a bunch of people just like out socializing. Like, this is a very social city. It's got a social vibe to it. It's got a vibe to it that Sydney and Gold Coast do not have. It's got like a culture vibe. Like, everybody's out being all social with each other kind of vibe here. Earlier you were talking about how you don't catch a cold and the co-workers ran away. Yeah, they don't want to hear it. It's crazy how much people can't hear the truth. It's crazy. They literally can't hear it. You notice when you say stuff like that, they literally, like, watch them, they literally don't hear it. They don't hear it. It's like the parasites in them say, like, run, don't listen. They literally can't hear it. Look at that. I was just talking about money. You say the dragon energy got converted into the money system, but you need money in this society. Think about it. There's like bad people. Imagine if we didn't have money and it was all based on trade and honesty. Like, you need money when you have bad people. You have to have a really healed society to not use money. Right, we made it to a new city. It's always fun. Like, earlier, I stepped out the front door of the hotel I'm in, and I thought to myself, what am I going to do here? There's a part of me that doesn't want to be in a city anymore. And Gold Coast doesn't feel like that. And it doesn't matter where you go in the world. Do you know what? Out of everywhere I go in the world, everywhere is always different. There's one thing that doesn't change. And that is so funny. That's what makes me feel the sense of familiarity wherever I go. So thank you, demons and lizards. Maybe you should have not avoided the party. No, dude, I'm not going to start drinking with a bunch of 22-year-old French people. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to do that. I have explored alcohol and drinking and that social scene, and it is definitely not for me. Absolutely not for me. And I have gone back to it and explored it, and gone back to it again and explored it, and I spent years and years and years of my life doing it. And let me tell you something, it is not for me. I prefer walking around pissing off bad guys by pointing out what? Pointing out nothing. Pointing out nothing. What am I pointing out? I don't even know, mate. I don't even know what that is. I have no. What's this guy even talking about? I genuinely don't know. What? Notice patterns in your own neighbourhood. Is that what he said? I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. I don't even know if he said that. Who even is he? Who said that? Anyway, let's keep walking. That building is so brutalist. Well, this one, yeah, it is. Let's go see if we can find something cool. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if it's worth staying here in Brisbane and walking around it all day and seeing if I can get some cool old world building footage. Because I looked online at some of the central buildings and they look cool. They look old world Tartarian. They're cool buildings here. I don't want to take us to them now, because then I would have seen them, and I don't want to see them at night. And if I'm doing a live stream, I can't make a video out of it. And I haven't made a video in like 5 days. The whole time I was in the Gold Coast, I made one TikTok. Like I said, it didn't really inspire creativity in me, that place. But here, I feel awake again. Wait, it's not like I wasn't awake in the Gold Coast. I was in a massive chill mode. That's the most chill place ever. Like in a Western country, that is the most relaxed place I've ever been. To the point where I was just drinking orange juice. So, does anyone remember when I said, when I do mostly fruit, I don't really want to do anything. And I'm quite happy to just eat fruit and do nothing. Well, that's basically what I've been doing the last 5 days. I've just been drinking orange juice, doing nothing, just strolling around, which is great. But like I said, it's not conducive to making TikTok videos. And so, for me, being basically forced to travel again and forced to move around. And when I say do nothing, it doesn't mean just sit around and do nothing. But when I'm on the pure fruit, I don't want to make videos or anything. It's like I just feel so content not doing it, just relaxing. So there's an element of not being perfectly fruitarian, which makes me get up and go and do stuff. And it's not because fruitarianism is bad. It's because fruitarianism is so comfy that it just takes away all of the worldly desire. So if you're a worldly person with worldly desire and worldly ambition, and then you go and do pure fruitarianism, it just takes away that desire because you feel so content. It starts becoming obscene to like try to develop anything because you're so, it's like a floaty, dreamy bliss cloud. That's what fruit is. Not to say I'm still not eating predominantly fruit, but you gotta, I don't know, I'm doing food experiments. It's really cool. I'm always cleaning and then testing, and then cleaning and then testing, and then cleaning and then testing. You can't test a food with a dirty body. You can only clean it to a really good extent and then do the test, because that's when you really get to see how it affects you. I've been doing this for years. So people ask me, oh, if you've been doing the cleaning for so long, how come that you're not clean yet or whatever? And it's because I clean and then I do experiments, and then I clean and then I do experiments, and then I clean and then I do experiments. It's just like you clean your living room and then you have a house party. Then you clean your living room, then you have another party. It's like you clean it and then you play with it. That's what I do anyway. Many people won't do that. Is your body real, or the consciousness? What? Is your body is real you, or the consciousness aware of body is real you? Both. So non-dual, the consciousness aware of body, which is everything, that's you. And then within the realm of duality, you as the individual spark of the divine with a body is the body. For all intents and purposes, while you're here, you are the body. You're not separate from it. What's this? Look, a big Ferris wheel. Right, this is a cool place. There's a lot going on around here. This place is nothing like Sydney. This place is absolutely nothing like Sydney, and it's absolutely nothing like the Gold Coast. So 3 cities in Australia, all different. You said you were itchy at work, and they said, yeah, because you're vegan, right? Yeah, it's just so silly. You should say, no, actually, it's parasites and nanotechnology. Because that's what it is. Money is neutral, but you don't feel like fiat currencies are quite as impartial. Well, they are. Like money is energy, so it's just an exchange of value. Here we go. Look, we're getting some nice scenes here. I don't really feel like going on a massive stomp today. I've travelled a lot today, and I'm kind of tired. But we will see some stuff. Look, this is nice. How to be pure awareness. You don't have to try. You already. It's like that's like a dog trying to be a dog. Could you imagine a dog putting on a dog costume and walking around going woof woof, I'm a dog, and like practicing his bark? He doesn't need to do that because he already is a dog. You already are pure awareness. You don't need to be it. You don't need to how to be it. You already are it. You just forgot. You just forgot. Simply that. Is this Sydney? Nah, this is Brisbane. Look, check it out. It's pretty nice. It's nothing like Sydney at all. It feels like a different country. It feels like a different country. That's how different it is. The orange protects you. It does. So as soon as I got here, I went straight to the supermarket and I got 2.5 litres of orange juice. Straight away, the first thing I did when I arrived here. They've still got a litre of it in the fridge. This is nice. Let me tell you, this is nice. I don't know if the camera is picking up the niceness of this, but this is a nice place. Again, it feels... Look, I can see some old world buildings over there. A lot of them, actually. Wow, okay. Okay, this place is full of old world buildings. I can see that. Look at that. The colour's not really being picked up by my camera. I really, really would love to figure out how to get TikTok to pick up the colour. But it is what it is. This is a nice place. It's really clean here. It's really, really clean. But there's something about it that's like off almost. It's kind of like sterile. You got to have both. I like a bit of nature, and I like nature combined with the city infrastructure. This is just pure city, and while it is very nice, I'm not hating on it. Oh, look at this. This reminds me of this reminds me of really cool times. Look, we're back in Thailand now. This doesn't even look Thai, but it's like Chinese. Look, we're back. We made it. We're in Asia again. Buddhist temple. Are you currently in Australia? No, I'm in Asia. What does it look like? Look at that. Look, there's like 6 armed beings. Okay, I miss this kind of... I miss making this kind of content. Look, 6 armed beings. I know that this isn't in Australia, but this has clearly been created by someone who isn't Australian. Look at the detail on it. Look, there's like a 6-armed or 4-armed horse-headed man with like minotaur legs. Look, that one's got 1, 2. So why do they depict this? That one's got 8 arms. Why do they depict them? Look, this is just making me realize that I am not supposed to be around a developed city. Like, I could be way more useful and post way more interesting shit if I'm around esoteric stuff like this. Like, I'm just standing by this temple thinking, wow, this is where I'm supposed to be, making this kind of content. What am I doing? Walking around a modern city. What? That's why I haven't been able to make videos. I'm just walking around a modern city like, well, they're like trying to fit into it or something. I don't really belong in the Matrix. But yeah, look at this. This is like a bird-headed... 6-armed, 8-armed, 7-armed, or how many arms? Like, why are they depicted like that? And look what he's doing with his fucking fingers. So honestly, in Buddhism, in some of the temples in Thailand, they were doing that. The Buddha statues doing that with their fingers. And that means that there are beings that depict themselves as like gods. But they do that. Look at them all. They're all like that. Look at demon fingers. Look at this. This is really cool, though. You can't really deny how cool this is. Look at this. This is fucking really cool. Even these doors. Look, the detail on it. Really amazing. But they're all doing that with their fingers. Look. Huh. I want to go to Asia. I just realized. I don't. I've literally just all of my desire to stay in Australia has just disappeared in this moment. What am I doing here? Like, this is way better. Like, I don't want to walk away from this bit. I want to live in Asia. I don't want to walk away from this bit. Like this little bit here where I feel like I'm in a Buddhist country again. Look, this feels so Asian. Look at it. Right, this is where we live now. I'm just going to get a tent and camp here in the temple. Could you imagine living in the temple? Look, that's cool as well. Whatever that is, that's one of these are like Hindu gods. This is like a Hindu. It's almost like a Hindu Asian style temple. But look at the detail on it. And this is quite modern. This has been built like recently. I don't know by who. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. It feels so lucid. What does this place? It's just neon lights and technology. Which is, again, I'm not hating. I just know what I like. I've traveled a lot. I know what I prefer. When you started the fruit diet, you got the giggles. Yeah, because it's like psychedelic. Fruits have consciousness and electricity in them. That's why people get me wrong, I think, when I say fruitarianism makes me not want to do much. It's because it's so good. That's why. Like, it's so blissful and calming that it makes me not want to do anything. Yeah, so you'd never get that in Asia. Just random people screaming at the top of their lungs, just horrible noises. You just see my YouTube where I talk about the human design chart. Thanks for the roses, by the way. Am I still doing them? Yeah, go to my bio on TikTok and the link at the top, click that, or in the video's description on YouTube, and there's a link in there and you can book a human design reading. And I've got a human design playlist as well with like 100 human design videos in them. I just haven't spoke about human design much for a while. I haven't really spoke about anything for a while. I don't want to repeat myself. And I've kind of said a lot of stuff in my videos already. And I feel like it's pointless to repeat myself. And I remember what I've said. So it's hard to want to make videos about stuff I've already made them about. So I want to go to new places and make new videos about new stuff. But because I'm here in cities, in modern cities, there isn't much to say. There just isn't much to say. What am I going to say about that? Well, here we have a bridge that was constructed 10 years ago and it's got neon lights on it. What can I say about that? What can I honestly say about that? Here we have the depiction of like demon gods with 6 arms that have been clearly carved by some kind of being who has a deep level of insight and artistic prowess. Look at that. Who made this? Look at that. Look at the detail on that. Who made this? This is impressive. Like that, yeah, cool. It's like you can 3D print that. You can 3D print this, but not, do you know what I mean? Like this was created by a high vibrational being or multiple high vibrational beings. Pretty sure that means namaste in Sanskrit. I'm not 100% certain. Someone can correct me on that. I'm pretty sure that does though. Is life necessarily better when you remember you are awareness? No, because you sort of remember and then forget again, depending on what you consume and the state of being that you're in. So 3D is like I'm a person, and then 5D is like I can see how it's all connected. And I bounce between both of them, and it's really cool because it's good to have a balance. Look, they're holding like voodoo sticks, that one. That one's got like a voodoo wand. Half your day is strawberries. Yeah, that sounds good. You would love to visit Australia. Do you know what? I think the cities of Australia are all kind of like, it's just like any city anywhere. So like Brisbane, it feels like it could just be anywhere. Like this could just be anywhere. Like when I go to a big city, and every time I go to a new country, I always visit big cities. And this just feels like it could just be like anywhere. This could be Istanbul. This could be Saigon. This could be anywhere. It doesn't, it's very nice. I'm not hating on it. Don't think that. It's just all cities are like matrixy. It's like the same thing. And they all have a different personality, I guess, but none of it like, so basically, right, I'm staying in this hostel. I booked a hostel and I got there and I went in and he gave me my key and then I had some food and I sat down to eat the food, right? I went in the hostel and I sat down on this bench to eat the food. Halfway through eating the food, this is about 8:30 p.m. the guy comes up to me and sits down in front of me and goes, right, we need to have a little talk about the rules of this hostel. And I was like, all right, okay. I'm just like eating my food. Like, yeah, okay, well, let's talk about the rules, sure. And then he's like, right, so I just want to make sure that you're aware because all of the other staff, they might shout at you. That's what he said. They might shout at you. It's like, well, no one's going to fucking shout at me, mate. Like, what is this? Like a primary school where you get shouted at for not following the rules. But anyway, he come up and he said, right, so this area closes at 8 o'clock. And I was like, just literally sat on a bench in the place. There's loads of people all in the other bits, but this specific bit with this specific bench closes at 8 o'clock. And I had all my food laid out on the thing and I was eating it. And he said, so I need to ask you to pack up your food and move up to that table over there. And I said, well, I'm just be like 10 minutes. Can I just finish it and then do that and then take note of your rule and then not do, and then like next time. And he was like, no, I need you to move. So it's just like, that would never, ever, ever, ever happen in Thailand, ever, anywhere. No one in Thailand would ever say, this area closes at 8 p.m., but that table over there is open. Please move now and don't finish your food. That would never happen. But in places like here, like Australia is just a bit like that. Even in England, that wouldn't happen, I don't think. Or it'd be rare. But here in Australia, that's like really common, that kind of thing. This country's a proper, like, do as you're told, follow the rules. And everyone does it. That's the thing. This country's got the highest vaccination rate out of any Western country. Everyone here just does what they're told. And it's really obvious. When you talk to the Australian people, they really are like that. They're really like yes, sir, no, sir kind of people. I don't know how that happened. Like in England, and like it's a sunny place. In England, people don't stand for that sort of shit. I don't, anyway. Well, I say I don't. I didn't really argue with the guy. I was just like, yeah, no worries, I'll move, and then gave it a couple of minutes and moved. Just because, like, what do you do? Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and like cause a ruckus or what? Then they go, right, that's it. You're not allowed to stay here. $50 I paid for this place, and I'm not allowed to sit on the bench and eat my meal for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like at 8:30 p.m. Absolutely insane. That wouldn't happen in any other country. I can't imagine anywhere else it would be so like silly. Do you know what I mean? My live streams are pretty imperfect. Thank you. They're always in a different place. I miss Asia. I just realized. I'm not hating on Australia. I miss Asia. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Where is this? This is Brisbane. It says it at the bottom, doesn't it? Walking around Brisbane. Is it? Doesn't it? Buddha heart, demon hand, Shaolin saying, what's that? It's a pelican. Okay. It was worth it. Look. Right. How many live streams bring you pelicans? I have never seen a pelican before. There's just a pelican there, just going along his business. Look. How cool. Should we go with him? Come on then. We're going to follow Mr. Pelican. Because that is cool. That is cool. That's not something you see every day, is it? Or maybe you do if you live here. But that's not something I see every day. A pelican? That's like seeing a kangaroo. It's like you never see that. You were just in Australia this morning, I swear. Yes. Oh, you thought... Sorry, that was from a minute ago when you thought I was in Asia. No, I'm in Australia still. There's a pelican. Look at him. He's getting his food. Look at him. That is a cool thing. What are predominant fruits you eat? Nuts. No, not nuts. Nuts aren't fruits. Look at that. That is really cool. This place is nice. I bet over there it's really interesting. I don't have the energy or the stamina to go over there right now. I've been moving all day and it's almost midnight. Now, I'm going to save that for tomorrow, maybe. Or tomorrow, I'm just going to wake up and just go somewhere. I'm going to go to, like, somewhere a bit north and tropical, maybe. How is sesame on the mucus? What, sesame seeds? Yeah, you don't want to have fats if you want to clean. I'm not saying give up fats forever. Just don't give up fats. Don't have fats if you want to clean. Constipation tips, clean your body. You're constipated because you're dry, dehydrated, and eating the wrong food. You need to clean your body. That building is very cool. Do people live in that? Is that a residential building? Because that is... So, like, if that is a 15-minute city, that's not a bad one, is it? It looks cool. Well, from the outside, you don't even get to look at it if you live in there. You're in the 15-minute city, if that's what that is. Which it kind of looks like it might be. Is there anything 60? Yeah, it goes up to like 13. Yeah, hello, mate. All right. It goes up to like 13. Yo. This city is... You would never see that in Sydney. You would never see that in Sydney, honestly. Never. I lived in Sydney for ages and I never saw that. No, like just culture. Sydney, there's no culture at all in Sydney. It's just like people moving around. I don't know how else to explain it. Jumping between 3D and 5D makes you vulnerable. No, it doesn't, actually. Being able to jump between 3D and 5D is what protects you. I really can't handle the alcohol vibe anymore. This is what I mean when someone said, oh, maybe you were supposed to be at that party. Absolutely, I was not supposed to be anywhere near that. Let's go towards that, though. That looks nice. Let's go this way. Hello, Lexi. How are you? You know, it's free to travel in Queensland on the train and the bus. In the southeast of Queensland. I can just go. I came here for free. Or it cost me 50 cents to get here. It's wild. And I can go all the way up to the Sunshine Coast for 50 cents. I think that's amazing. Nowhere else in the world do I know where the widely used public transport is basically free. You live in Ipswich, next to Brisbane. Cool, man. I won't be here long, I can tell you that. I only feel it. I might not even be here in 12 hours, honestly. What time is it? 11. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Is it worth... Like, so I can see that there are loads of old world buildings there. I can see that there are loads, and it's probably worth exploring and making some videos and showing the old world of Brisbane. But I'm going to see how I feel when I get up. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of just like exploring what I'm supposed to do with my life. I don't really have a direction, so I just go wherever I feel like going in the moment. And that usually, well, that always leads one toward what they're supposed to be doing. It says Brisbane. Yeah, it is. I wrote it at the bottom. Thought it was full of ex-convicts. It feels like that as well, actually, a little bit. It does a little bit feel like that. No, this is nice, like little area where you can just chill. Like this feels like Australia's most developed city. Like this is the most, like the most advanced one that I've seen. I don't know about Adelaide or Perth, but this feels like the most advanced, the cleanest, most, you know, like robotic kind of, closer to Tokyo kind of place. Like there doesn't seem to be any, apart from there's a botanic garden, it doesn't seem to be any kind of nature here. It's all very, very city-like. Whereas you go to like Gold Coast, what does that say? Go, oh, no, it doesn't. Go Australia, that's what it says. Is that advice? There's heaps on the Gold Coast. Follow the pelican. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered. Sorry, I'm 33 messages behind. You see pelicans sitting on top of light poles. Oh, okay, so it is normal. Should people under 18 eat fruit diet? Again, it's not just about eating fruit diet. It's about recognizing cleaning and the process of cleaning and what is required at different stages of the process and learning how the body works. It's not just about eating fruit. Oh, that's a casino. That's cool. That is very cool then. All right, that's very cool. Casinos are cool. I just think they're cool. I'm not even a gambler. Like, if I never gamble. I don't like wasting money, but I think casinos are really cool. Just like the vibe. McDonald's will make you regular and a dodgy kebab. No, well, a kebab will make you regular. You can do magic with McDonald's, and I'm not recommending it either. And I'm not saying that I do it anymore, but you can. There's real magic that can happen with certain fast food and stuff like that. And I know that's going to go over almost everyone's head, but it's true. Certain foods can show you 5D consciousness in ways that you would never ever believe. But I'm not recommending it either. Yeah, totally normal. Nothing weird about that, mate. That's just a normal place to put one of those. Because there's obviously some construction work happening around here. So that needs to be there. It's just so normal. It just makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. Where are we going? I don't want to stray too far. Best pool and deck restaurants on Sky Deck. What, in the casino? That sounds cool. You lost a lot of weight with the diet, but what do you do with the skin? It's annoying. What do you mean? If you're losing weight, you're losing waste, but you got to make sure you're eating enough. So if you're just eating like a small portion of carbs for lunch and then a small portion for dinner, just the same way you would with like a meat meal, then that's not it. You need to eat way more. Because carbohydrates are processed about 4 times faster than fats, and they are fats are more than double the density of calories per gram. So with carbs, you need to eat like literally 3 or 4 times more volume than you would with fats and protein if you want to succeed. Oh man, I'm really not feeling the city, you know. In terms of just like my vibration, I've been drinking orange juice on the beach for 5 days, and now I'm here. It's just so different. You're from Victoria, yeah, but it's cold there. You're replying to comments that were like 5 to 10 minutes ago. You should read the new comments. I'm reading all of the comments. I always read all of the comments. Art gallery. This place is so sterile, bro. It feels like it's going the Tokyo way, this place. Brisbane. Horror movie here. It is weird, isn't it? It's like, because there's barely anyone around here as well. It's a Friday night as well. Almost midnight. Back to Europe. I would absolutely go to Italy, Hungary, Germany. I want to see all those buildings. Like Paris, they have all the best infrastructure there. I would love to do that. America as well. I want to go around America. Australia is interesting. Definitely fun to explore. Really don't think I could live it though. I could live in Gold Coast. I could live on the Gold Coast actually. But the rest of it, I'm not. I just couldn't. I'm just not. I'm not feeling it. I bet Darwin is awesome, or anywhere north like Cairns or somewhere like that. I bet that's really, really nice. There are scam accounts that pretend to be me. Yeah, I know. There's nothing I can do about that. It's the World Cup right now. Yeah, England were playing yesterday. I think that was when it was. The World Cup is rigged anyway. You think it's a fair tournament where it's all just a game and they're all there? It's literally rigged. Pro sports like basketball, the NFL, they use magnets in the balls and stuff. It is literally fake. Have you moved on from where you were? Yeah, I'm somewhere else now. Which, to be honest, it's nice for a day to get out of the beautiful, amazing, peaceful place and come to somewhere so sterile. I love it. Good day from London. Hello. Nice to walk, no danger. Yeah, to be honest, this feels very safe. But if you are a divine child of the Most High, you're safe anyway, wherever you are. So safety becomes boring almost. I don't want him to get the wrong idea and think, oh, okay, if it's boring, then but yeah, almost boring. Oh, look, that's part of the old world. Yes. All right, let's go over the road. We found something. Found something worth looking at. I'm learning a lot about myself, by the way, by traveling to all these different places all the time. You know, if you travel to a different city every couple of days and a different country every couple of weeks, you really learn about what you like and what you don't. You really learn about yourself. It's like the quickest way to teach yourself about yourself. Look at that. That's part of the old world. We're going to see. Yes. That just fills me with like hope. It's like, yes, there's something here. I did come here for something. I came here to look at that thing. Let's go and look at it. Oh, we're going to look at this. We're going to have a good old look. Look at that Mexican hat. We're going to have a fucking brilliant time over here. Look, even these walls. Okay, so look how much of this was destroyed. Look, this wall and this thing. All the old world buildings are over there, so I might explore tomorrow. But this now. Whoa. That is really uncomfortable to walk on. That is sketchy. That made my body feel funny. Look at this. Wow. So, look. This is part of it. Look, old world infrastructure. It's like the remnants. So basically, look, what you're witnessing here in this city is the Matrix overtaking the old world majesty. Look. That's what you're seeing. Look, this is all, look what they've done. Look what they've done. What do you think about what they've done? What does that look like? Like, when you look at that, and then you look at this, like, you need a balance of both. This place is way too city and neon and electricity, way too much in one direction. You need a balance. Look at that. That's all there is on this whole bit, this whole side of the city. That's all I can see. The rest of it's all brutalist, all modern technology. Look, neon lights, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying. Well, I am a little bit actually, apparently, but that's okay. Cool, man. When are you able to go back to Thailand? Probably not until next year. Probably not until next year. And that, honestly, this is really sketchy to walk on. My body feels really funny walking on this. So yeah, probably can't go back to Thailand until next year, which is kind of sad because it's the only place I really ever felt truly like I had, like it has everything that I like. The only thing is it had Titan water. So I started noticing that after a while, which means I haven't yet found the perfect place for myself, but I will. Or maybe there isn't one. Maybe there's no such thing as a perfect place, just like there's no such thing as a perfect person. Maybe we're not supposed, maybe everywhere has positives and negatives. And it's just about choosing which you would prefer, like choosing which negatives you can live with based on the positives that are available in said place. But I don't know, I'd love to go back to Thailand. I would love to just go to, like, I was in Asia and I thought, right, I'm going to go to Australia. And now I'm traveling around Australia. It's kind of like, oh yeah, this is the Matrix. This is the Matrix. Like, just the way people are, there's like an anxiety in the air. So there's like an anxiety in the air that you don't have in Asia. Just like that guy telling me not to eat my food on a specific bench at a specific time. Like, that would never happen in any Asian country. If I went and told that story to someone, to like a shopkeeper in Chiang Mai, they would laugh and they'd be like in disbelief. They'd be like, what do you mean he told you not to eat your food there. What does that mean? Like in Asia, in Thailand, you can just do whatever you want. No one, like, basically in Thailand, you can rent a motorbike without a license and then get drunk and ride it around. And if you get caught while drunk riding a motorbike without a license and no helmet on, they just give you a fine, and then they let you go and let you drive around and give you a piece of paper to say you're not allowed to be fined again for 24 hours. So they give you 24 hours of freedom from the fines if you get a fine. That's how laid back that country is. You can do whatever you want in Thailand. Here, everybody's got like, it's like signs and rules and like, you got to do this. No flares. That wouldn't even, like, no flares. What is that about? Don't do this. Don't do that. Do this. Walk here. Don't walk there. Here's the exit. Don't go through the exit. You have to go through the entrance. Blah, blah, blah. Queue here. Do it here. Come here. Go there. Don't go there. That's how it feels here. Do as you're told. That's what it feels like in this. It's like I've never been to a country that feels more like it, and everyone does it. That's why everyone feels like it's okay to tell people what to do, because everyone here just does what they're told. So we will catch you going back to Chiang Mai, very possibly. Last time I went there, the immigration man said to me that I'm not allowed back in the country because I spent 150 days there in a year. So you're allowed 2 entries per year and 150 days total. But I managed to get 3 entries because the immigration man asked me to put a bunch of money in his bank account. Well, not a bunch of money. It was 3,000 baht. So the computer said, don't let me in the last time I went there. And the guy said, right, the computer says don't let you in, but if you send me some money, I'll let you in. So I was like, cool. And I sent him some money and he let me in. So, but then and then he said, next time you come, you probably won't be able to do that and you have to wait. So I have to wait till 2027. But again, that's how laid back Thailand is. I just went there. The computer said no. And the guy was like, well, just pay me and I'll just let you in. That would never happen in Australia or a Western country. Which suburb? I think I'm just in the central bit. South, West End, somewhere like that. I really don't. There's no, I'm trying not to sound negative. I'm always so, if I don't like something, I will look for positives. Like, it's very clean and nice here, and I do feel safe. But it's just not for me. I can tell it's just not for me. That's fine. Gold Coast, loved it. Absolutely adored it. I prefer Sydney to this. I do. How do you reconnect your Atlas? Yeah, Atlas Prophylax. Just Google it. You seem like California is for you. Yeah, I bet California is really cool. I bet it is. I need like a laid-back lifestyle. This doesn't have the laid-back vibe. This has come out and get drunk vibe. This is a place where you go party and get drunk, definitely. That's what this place has. Like that, like that's what everybody seems to be doing. And I know, I give it's a Friday night, which is fine, but I feel like even on Wednesday night everyone does this. Every time. So I've been here before for like 2 days, years ago, and the hostel I stayed in was just everyone drinking and doing drugs. And then this hostel, everyone's drinking. They're like, so in this hostel, everyone's just openly smoking weed inside. That's what Brisbane is to me. It's a party place. This is where you come to party. And I would be up for partying, by the way, if the people partying were on the level of like awakening spirituality consciousness. But this is like normal partying. Do you know what I mean? Like regular, just smoking weed and like shouting, basically. Yeah, those portals, they're like electromagnets, giant portals. So they have metal inside them. They're giant magnets. Electromagnetic technology. I met you in my dream where we were in China. This was a few months ago. What were we doing in China? Trying to escape, probably. Have I been to Angkor Wat in Cambodia? Nah, I was going to go there. But then I got to Cambodia, went to Phnom Penh, the big city. It stank there. It smelled like a toilet everywhere I went. And the people were giving me the creeps. And I stayed in this hostel. The hostel was a vegan hostel, right? So I thought, right, vegan hostel, that's my best opportunity for a clean and nice environment to stay in. And it was filthy. I had like black shit on the walls. And I was there and I was like, is that what this country's going to be like? And then I just left. Didn't even give it a chance, really. And then I came here. So maybe another day I'll do that. But I don't really feel like... Is this the way? Not even sure what way to go, but we'll find it. Why can't you go back to Thailand? Yeah, just my visa. You love how I am. That's cool. Someone has to. Have I been to the US? Yeah, but I was a kid. I went to Disneyland, so I wasn't really... I want to go again and travel it and tour it and see all the old world buildings and stuff. But honestly, like, now that I'm here in Australia, thinking about being in a Western country where there's, like, too many signs, too many, like, regulations, all of this shit. Like, you think that will help you with this? They will not. We are the police, by the way. We are the police. You have to be the police. You have to be. Because the police are not the police. Grand Rising from Texas. Cool. You should visit Kenya. Yeah, to be fair, like, maybe one day. I don't like play. So basically, I've become so used to being really laid back in Asia that when someone says to me something like, hey, you can't eat your food on this table, even though there's no reason, I couldn't think of any logical reason why it was a problem. But it's just because the rule. He said, I'm just paid to enforce these rules. And that just summed it all up for me. It's like, this guy doesn't think for himself. He's just being paid to enforce the rules that he's been told to enforce. Someone higher up than him in the employment hierarchy has said, here are the rules. This is the money I'm going to give you. You have to enforce these rules no matter how illogical they are. No matter how little sense they make, you must enforce these rules. What's that all about? Why does this guy keep pointing at that? I don't even know what that is. Definitely not weird. There's definitely not weird. Don't worry, that is completely normal. I don't even know what this guy's talking about. Blue trees? What is this place? Where have we entered? I don't even know what that is. What? What are you talking about? That's my question. What are you on about? I don't even know what you're on about. I have no clue what you're talking about. You tell me. What's this, by the way? What are these things? That's weird. What is that? What are they for? It's like sticky thing in the road. Rough surface. Oh, it's like freshly tarmacked, probably something. Who knows? I'll watch your live today, and if you're in my dream tonight, I'll tell you what happens. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how we escape the Matrix. You don't like China? It's very Matrixy. I wouldn't recommend it. They need to make a better impression for vegans. Well, no, that's just how it was in Cambodia. Just like it's like when I went to Morocco. It's just not. They don't have the same hygiene standards that I have. Let's put it that way. What do you think of mental hospitals? Yeah, I think that you can heal yourself naturally, and any perceived mental disorder is actually just parasites and distortion that can be cleared up if you heal and clean your body. You're a very different person than you were a few months ago. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's true. You want to go to the US, but when it gets back to how it was. What do you mean how it was? Is it not just how it is? Well, I don't know, like, what's wrong with it? I just feel like I came to Australia and I was like, right, this is going to be better than England. But it's very Western. That's all I can say about it. It's just, wow, okay. This makes me feel good. Look at that. Cymatic pattern on the window. Frequency resonator. High quality brickwork. Evidence of mud flood. This can only be one thing. Giant door, big enough for a 10-foot person. Lights on inside. Cars parked outside. I bet, right, I'm not going to say. So, hold on. There's a gym in there. Oh, that's why. I never expected that. Look, they turned it into a gym. That's cool. Gym. Fair play. What and how do you pack so you can travel ultralight? Well, I've got a backpack that I'm wearing right now that I tend to carry my food around in and my juices and stuff. So I'm always equipped. And it's got a jacket in it, which I'm wearing now. I'm wearing a jacket because this is a city and that's what you do because it gets cold. And like I've got a pair of trackies in here as well, just in case it gets cold. And then I carry my phone and like I've got like a wooden spoon to eat food and stuff like that. So the bag that I'm wearing is like my walk around bag. It's a trekking bag. I bought it from Decathlon. It's a fucking awesome bag. Like, so certain things that you use every day is worth buying the high quality, more expensive version. So my old bag was like dying or like withering. So I bought this and this is great. I love this bag. It's like my favorite thing that I own probably is this bag. And then I have a bigger bag that has all my clothes and stuff in it. And I just keep that in the hotel. So should you quit your job? Wow, that's a question only you can answer. What do you think about tumors and cancer? It's just blockages. Your body will put toxins in one location if it can't get rid of them. And then a doctor will look at it and go, oh, it's a tumor. But actually all it is a sign that you need to clean your body. Cancer isn't actually cancer. It's just a bunch of toxins that can't move. All you got to do is flush your body. Look at him. Cancer isn't a death sentence. It's actually the chemotherapy that messes people over. Like, how many people if you've ever known anyone that's had a cancer diagnosis, I bet they were fine right up until they started the chemo and then they started getting sick. It's the chemo that makes you sick. Chemo is radiation. And cancer is an acidic problem. So if you're going to burn cancer with more acid, you're just going to create sickness. It's crazy. You can cure anything. Do I travel with tuning forks? Nah, never use those. You see me in a dream, we shook hands and you walked away. Fair play. Can you explain how you get the money whenever you need it? You do have it. If you needed it, you would have it. If you don't have it, it's because you don't need it. You have what you need to do what you need to do right now. I turned nothing into something. I started off delivering Uber Eats and building myself up fruitarianism. And I was doing it from, literally, right? I was doing it from like meal to meal. Uber Eats lets you cash out 5 times a day on the app. And I was doing it that way. I was like going out, doing a delivery, and then cashing out and getting a bottle of juice and then doing another delivery. I started like that. And I always had what I needed to do what I needed to do. So if you don't feel like you have what you need, you actually do. You have access to all the tools available to clean and detox, change your vibration, and elevate yourself. Show me one person that lived forever. Well, they wouldn't expose themselves to us right now, would they? Imagine if you were 1,000 years old in this world. Would you expose yourself? Would you be like, hey, I'm 1,000 years old? Imagine that. You'd have governments trying to get you to do tests on you and shit. It'd be like ET. You know when they take ET away and do a load of tests on him? What way am I going? I'm going this way. Trying to figure out how to get back to where I started. If you don't have it, you don't need it. Exactly. You might want it. Wanting and needing are two different things. You might want it. I honestly feel like I've explored this whole place, this whole city. Genuine. No, there's an old world style building. I think it might be one. I don't know what it is lately. You ever go through just like a period where you're used to doing a certain thing and then all of a sudden you don't feel like doing it anymore, just for a bit. And it's like, why is that? There's always a reason for it. There's like a purpose it serves. But I don't know, I feel like I've done enough of the moving around. My body's kind of like, I don't really want to do it at the moment. Kind of just want to find somewhere cool and chill there. Elon Musk says he's a 3,000-year-old alien. I don't believe him. There's no way he's 3,000 years old. I've seen him crack jokes that like a 10-year-old would make. And I'm not saying that he's not a smart man. I'm just saying I've seen him do that. And a 3,000-year-old wise being just wouldn't. I just don't buy it at all. He's not 3,000 years old. You can't show a person who lives forever because they're still doing it. That's a fantastic response. It's true though. Wait, where am I? Where am I supposed to go? Look, this is just like where people live. I've just moved into I've just come here to, this is just where people live. What am I doing here? I don't go places where people live usually. This is just like houses. Look, I can see that this is turning into Tokyo, this place. This place is going to become, mark my words, this is the most advanced, this is going to be known as like the technological hub of Australia. I can just tell from the vibe of it. I don't know about Adelaide or Perth, but from what I've heard about Perth, no. I don't know anything about Adelaide though. But I can just tell that Brisbane is becoming that. Brisbane is like the advanced technology one. Sorry, just joining. Yeah, this is Brisbane. What about that? What lives in Elon? Well, what about it? It lives in all of us. Everybody. Every single person. There's got to be very few exceptions. There's probably more evil people that have removed all that stuff than there are good. Because the evil people know... Oh, okay, I made it. Look at this. It's so funny, bro. I don't even know what I'm pointing at. I'm just saying stuff. I don't even know. Like, it is just... Like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Because honestly, I have no idea. What's this? Kodak camera. What? Come on, how much of a... Right, okay. This is what I'm talking about. How big of a market do you think there is for this? How many people are using this machine? So there's weird stuff that happens all around. And I'm telling you, right? Everything is not as it appears. This is setting off my spidey sense. Big time. This isn't getting used. How many people are using this? Honestly, realistically, how often does someone come up to this machine and pay on their card and get an Ultra Max film for their Kodak camera from this machine? How often does that happen? Once a fortnight? Once a week? This is not what it appears. That is there for some other reason, and I don't know what I'm talking about, because I really have just no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm just an idiot, right, who doesn't know anything, and I'm not really talking about anything. But this is weird. Is that not weird? It doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. This is a residential estate. This isn't even the sort of place where you would take pictures. This is just a residential estate. Just saying. Just saying. Well, I could be wrong. Things like that just set off my spidey sense, bro. Do you agree with E. Dobbin? Well, agree with him about what? E. Dobbin says a lot of things that I don't like, but he says some stuff that might be, worth listening to. I prefer those who move through reality with a bit more finesse. I like finesse. I like finesse. I like grace. I like smoothness. I like tact. I like that kind of thing when dealing with this spiritual warfare stuff. I don't like recklessness. I like being careful when it comes to dealing with the enemy and the truth and distributing the information. I like doing it with a bit of style. What do they mean? Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're on about. All I'm saying is, if I was a human being, I would pay attention to where I live. And I would just look around at stuff. And I would use my pattern recognition skills to notice things. Do we live on petrified biology? All mountains are titans and dragons, yeah. That is true. As you walked up to the Kodak machine, your left ear started ringing. Yeah, I know, it's definitely weird. No doubt that was weird. It's a camera vending machine. I don't care. Even if that's a camera shop, I don't care. That's weird. Especially knowing what I know. Have you ever found anyone that matches your energy to be able to travel, explore, walk around as much? I haven't explored the avenues of doing anything with any people for a long time. And I can imagine it adds a whole new dynamic to whatever it is I decide to do. But for now, I'm kind of just doing my own thing, trying to figure myself out as much as everybody else. Just because I know a lot of stuff doesn't mean I have all the answers. You're always growing, always evolving, always being tested, always learning, all the time. What do you think makes people immortal? You are immortal. Your body is inherently immortal. Like, it is immortal. You don't have to make yourself immortal. You just have to make sure that you don't damage yourself. And you got to realign your body. Human cells are immortal inherently. This is low-key liminal space dreams vibes. Yeah, it's a weird place, to be honest. Someone there is playing some game. They're playing PlayStation. Filming someone through their window. The stars are really visible. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Where am I living at the moment? Somewhere in Asia. No, I wish, mate. No, I'm glad to be here. It's good to have the contrast. Shows me what I like and what I don't. How much do you think you affect the status quo? I have no idea. To be honest, probably more than I think. I'm probably having more of an impact than I think. I have 100,000 followers. When I think that, I never like. It's hard to quantify that. 100,000 people. That's a lot of people. So when I first started doing this information didn't have that kind of reach. But now when I talk about it, people listen. So think about how many people are healing and cleaning their bodies right now because of finding my page. AI summary, wandering through Brisbane, encountering odd sights. Do you pray and meditate daily? I never do those things, to be honest. I don't really want to go in the hostel. It's a neggy vibe, honestly. I gotta get out of this city, bro. You're vegan now because of me. You sent me down the rabbit hole of health. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm looking at the camera. This does feel all dreamy, liminal, spacey. Have you been to the Forbidden Lands in China yet? Nah, I'm not into China. Being fruitarian, let's tell after a long juice fast for the first stage of realignment is the thing. Wow, bro. So you've come from normal food. Now you're doing a long juice fast. And you're on like 100 odd days. Don't be surprised if your body asks you to eat certain things. You're gonna basically being on the juice fast is more connected to. It's more dreamy, more. It's hard to explain, but more connected to your. I don't know how to explain it. You'll see what I mean when you break the fast. Let's put it that way. You don't need to be worried about the strawberry juice giggle fits. No, that's good. Fruit has good vibes in it. It's pure sunshine. That was a question. Yeah, you'll just see what I mean when you break the fast. It's going to take you about a month to break that fast. It's going to take you about a month to get used to food. Like, you're going to... Yeah, it takes about a month. You're going to be pushing waste out for a month after you eat. Do I ever drink coffee? Nah, I don't need stimulants. I'm awake and it's 24 minutes past midnight right now. I've been walking around and traveling all day since like 10 a.m. and I don't feel tired at all. Well, I do a little bit, but not really. I don't need coffee. You need coffee if you eat like shit and you don't know how to clean your body. If you clean your body, you don't need coffee. Coffee is just not necessary. You bought organic strawberries and they look darker than normal ones. Yeah, organic ones can look different. Coffee is a toxin. To be honest, coffee is acid binding, but it doesn't do anything. Coffee's amazing during a transition diet. I'm not hating. I'm just saying. It's just too stimulating for me. I don't want to overstimulate myself. Drinking coffee right now and just eating 3 packs of chocolate digestives. Yeah, see, that's just... That's not... Because chocolate digestives have oil in them. So it's like chocolate, milk, oil, and coffee all together. That's just the worst thing you could ever do. You're a university student trying to transition. Any good tips? Well, there's no real tips. Just eat carbs and don't eat fats. It is that simple. Eat as much sugar and carbs as you want. But there's the wheel, by the way. We were just over there. You can't beat a chocolate digestive melting in a brew, mate. Well, you know, whatever makes you happy, mate. I like being healthy and having energy and not having robots in my body. I'm into that. That's one of my fetishes. It's one of my kinks is being being actually healthy and vital. Did you go to Surfers Paradise? Yeah. Are fruit juices bad because of all the narrow sugars, or should you strictly do vegetables? No, sugar's good. Sugar's healthy. Don't be afraid of sugar. Sugar will clean you. How's the weather right now in Brisbane? It's all right. It's not that cold. I've got shorts on and a jacket, so it's like, and I feel like I could take the jacket off. To be fair, I might just go to bed in a minute. I don't get into bed until the moment I want to go to sleep. I used to lay in my bed and scroll or whatever, but now I don't. I literally I rent a bed just to go to sleep in it. I'll go to bed and then I'll go to sleep, and then as soon as I wake up, I'll get up. I'm out of the bed. So when I rent, this is why I stay in hostels when I'm traveling, because I don't stay in the place. Imagine renting a hotel costing like $4. I'll just stay in a hostel. I'll get the bed, check in, put my stuff on it, walk out of the hostel, and then come back when I'm right about to go to sleep, and then I go to sleep. Someone says sugar's what causes cancer. Well, that's not true. Cancer is a collection of toxins that has no way of leaving the body. It has nothing to do with, you don't feed cancer. You can only feed acidosis, which is like chronic acids stuck in the body. And that happens from consuming acid-forming food. Sugar's pH neutral. So sugar isn't alkaline, nor is it acidic. It's pH neutral. Just like water, like plain distilled water is pH neutral. Sugar isn't bad for you. Sugar and oil together create acids. That's going to be cancer causing, if you want to call it that, which is just a collection of toxins. Cancer is just a word for some shit that people don't understand. It's actually very simple. What is ketoacidosis? Sister hospitalized with it. Just having too many acids in the body. A ketogenic diet, probably just bacon, steak, chicken, eggs, and milk and butter. They're all acid forming things. So if you eat ketogenic food, the only alkaline thing in a ketogenic diet that people eat is avocado. Everything else is acidic. And because it's really high in saturated fat, it's blocking up the body. So anyone on keto is basically just gunking themselves up. I must be cancer free. Well, it's not about, cancer isn't a word. Cancer is just made up. It's just a collection of toxins that has no way of leaving. It's just literally what it is. If you clean your body, it'll go away. Cancer is just a made up word. It's just about acids and your body's ability to cleanse them. What's my opinion on anxiety? It's just acids in your body and parasites. You just got to clean your body and get back in touch with your breathing. The anxiety is coming from not being able to breathe because of mucus and blockages, which is mucus. What about tofu once in a while? Yeah, do you know what? I bought some earlier. I was going to have it and then I didn't. I've got it in my bag. I've got some tofu in my bag. I was going to do an experiment with it because it's alkaline. It's made of soybeans, which are alkaline. It's just pure soybeans. I haven't eaten it though. I've got it in my bag. I bought it and I was like, And in the moment, it sounded like a good idea. And then I've just been walking around with it in my bag all day. And then I went to eat my food and I looked at the tofu and I was like, no thanks. So I don't know if I'm going to try it. They told you to take insulin or ketoacidosis. Yeah, well, you'd have to take insulin if your body's not producing enough insulin because it's blocked up from all of the fats and the acids. So if you clean your body with fruits and sugars and juices and carbs, then your insulin sensitivity will go up and then you won't need to take insulin based on doctor's recommendation. That's actually how you cure diabetes as well. You stop having fats and you eat more carbohydrates and sugars, ironically. But they train you when you're diabetic to take insulin and be afraid of sugar. So you never fix it. Someone says tofu is the most disgusting thing to put in your mouth. That's not true. You could put a dead body in your mouth. That's way worse. That's like way more disgusting. Is this the one guy? So if anyone is a regular here, you'll know that there's always one. Maybe this is the one. What is the actual difference between type 1 and type 2? I don't know. One of them you're born with, one of them you yeah, and they work. There's actually two separate issues, but the cure for both of them is get the fats and oils and blockages out of your body, just like the cure for everything else. Someone says ketoacidosis is a side effect of diabetes. Yeah, but what is diabetes a side effect of? It's a side effect of having obstructions and blockages in your body. It's not. So diabetes isn't the root. You don't just have diabetes. You don't just have disease. You don't just have problems for no reason. You can fix them. There's always a reason. You're not just born with diabetes. Oh, I've got diabetes. That's it now. That's not how it works. You have it because of blockages in your body not producing enough insulin. So you have to take insulin to deal with the carbohydrates because your body can't process them. That's what diabetes is. You got the one you're born with, but you still love your mum. How are those two things related? Yeah, don't take insulin and went into acidosis. Yeah, well, because you're conditioned now, your body's used to it. You're taking it every day, probably. You got to stop eating fats if you want to clean that out of you. Eggs help. No, they don't. If you think eggs help diabetes, you're crazy. Eggs are acidic and high in fat and block up your body and cause mucus, which is going to make diabetes worse. You're going to raise your insulin resistance by consuming eggs. By consuming fats and oils, you continue to perpetuate the problem. There's no cleaning there. What about someone born with cerebral palsy? They need to clean their body. It's all blockages and mucus. There's a story Dr. Morse has of someone with multiple sclerosis, and he put them on a fruit diet and they started walking again because they cleaned their body. Why did our ancestors eat meat? They didn't. It's a lie. Modern history is like 200 years old. All of that shit about Neanderthals and ancestors and all that is all bullshit. All of history is lies. We live on the bodies of dragons and serpents. Zeus is real. Hercules was real. The War of the Titans was real. This is Midgard. Up there is Asgard. Below there is Helheim. We live in a very different realm to what you've been told. Ancestors eating meat, chucking spears and shit. That's all made up. You've been on 80-20 fruit carbs. Or is that 20% fat? That's way too much fat. You want to do like 100%. You don't want to have any fat. Zero. You want to go zero fat if you want to clean your body. Well, I suppose it's going to be different for you because you're still taking the insulin. So you're going to have to work towards it. But the more fats you put in your body, especially if you're combining them with sugars, the more acids you're causing. What is the point of living if the dragons aren't here no more? What do you mean? Do you know about giants and the sandcastle culture? No. There's people in here fucking with me. Some of you are doing this on purpose. You are fucking with me. There's no way that you just said that. So for a clean body, for cleaning different kinds of things with zero fat, carbs will go well. Yeah, just don't have any fat. If you're going to have fat, have coconut and avocado. Don't put oils in your body. Oils are like paint. So for fats, coconut and avocado. So I like to eat dates with coconut on the outside of them. So that's got a bit of fat on it. Coconut's high in fat. So that's an alkaline fat. And for cleaning your body, you don't want to put any fats in, really. You want to keep it zero fat. You became vegan because of me. You love/hate me. But it's the parasites that hate me. You don't actually want to eat meat. It's the worms that live in your gut that want that, and the reptilians controlling you. But yeah, cool. Anyway, I really appreciate the conversation. I feel like the chat's getting really weird, so I'm going to shoot off and go to sleep. I really appreciate everybody. And if you want to learn how to detox, check out my book. It's the best guide you'll find. Have a cool evening, day, whatever it is for you, and I'll speak soon.